What really happened to the two young princes who vanished inside one of England's most heavily guarded towers? How could two royal children disappear without anyone seeing anything? And why, after more than 500 years, does nobody truly know the truth? Some believe they were secretly murdered, others think they escaped, and a few historians still believe the royal family itself may have hidden the truth forever. This is the mystery of the princes in the tower. The story began in England during the late 1400s. At that time, England was filled with political tension, betrayal, and fear. Power changed quickly. Kings lost their thrones. Noble families fought dangerous wars for control of the kingdom. And inside the royal palace, trust was becoming impossible. In 1483, King Edward IV suddenly died. His death shocked the kingdom. The king had ruled England for years, but now his 12-year-old son was expected to become the next ruler. The young prince was named Edward. Soon, people began calling him King Edward V. But there was one problem. He was still a child. And in those dangerous times, a child king was vulnerable. Very vulnerable. Before his death, King Edward IV had trusted his younger brother, Richard, Duke of Gloucester. Richard was experienced, intelligent, and respected by many soldiers. Because the young prince was too young to rule alone, Richard was appointed protector of the kingdom. At first, this seemed normal. The kingdom believed Richard would protect his nephew until he became old enough to rule properly. But slowly, strange things began happening. As young Edward traveled toward London to become king, Richard intercepted him. The prince was taken into Richard's custody. Soon after, Edward's younger brother, Richard, Duke of York, was also brought to London. The two princes were placed inside the Tower of London. At that time, the tower was not only a prison, it was also a royal residence. Future kings often stayed there before coronation ceremonies. So initially, many people were not alarmed. The boys were seen walking near the tower windows. Servants reported hearing them laugh and play. Everything appeared normal. But behind palace walls, dangerous rumors were spreading. Only weeks later, Richard made a shocking announcement. He claimed the young princes were illegitimate. According to Richard, their father's marriage had never been legal, which meant the boys had no rightful claim to the throne. Suddenly, Richard himself became king. He was crowned King Richard III. And after that, the princes were seen less and less. At first, people still occasionally spotted the boys inside the tower. Sometimes they appeared at windows high above the city. Sometimes servants mentioned seeing them walking through quiet hallways. But then, everything changed. The sightings stopped completely. Days passed, then weeks. No one saw the princes anymore. No public appearances, no messages, nothing. The future kings of England had vanished. Soon, fear spread across London. Whispers filled crowded streets and taverns. What had happened to the boys? Why were they no longer visible? Some believed they were being hidden for safety. Others feared something far darker. Many people quietly suspected the new king himself. Because as long as the princes lived, Richard's position as king remained uncertain. The boys were still the rightful heirs, and in royal politics. That made them dangerous. But no official answers ever came. The royal palace remained silent. The tower guard said little, and over time, people slowly stopped asking questions publicly. In those days, speaking against the king could be deadly. Years later, stories about the missing princes spread across England. Some claimed they had been murdered inside the tower during the night. Others believed loyal supporters secretly helped them escape. A few even claimed one of the princes survived in secret for years, but no solid proof ever appeared. Only rumors, only theories, only silence. Then, more than 200 years later, workers inside the Tower of London made a disturbing discovery. While rebuilding part of the tower, they uncovered a wooden box hidden beneath a staircase. Inside the box were two small skeletons. The bones appeared to belong to children. Almost immediately, people believed the remains belonged to the missing princes. The skeletons were eventually buried inside Westminster Abbey. But even then, the mystery did not end. Because scientists could never fully prove the bones truly belonged to the boys. Historians still debate the case today. Some believe King Richard III ordered the murders to secure his throne. Others argue there is no direct evidence connecting him to the disappearance. A few researchers even suspect other powerful nobles may have been responsible. Because in royal politics, many people benefited from the princes disappearing. What makes the mystery even darker is how perfectly the truth disappeared. No witness ever confessed publicly. No official record explained what happened. No clear evidence survived. It was almost as if someone carefully erased the truth from history itself. Today, the Tower of London still stands beside the River Thames. Millions of visitors walk through its ancient stone halls. But among all its dark legends, none remains more haunting than the mystery of the two young princes. Because somewhere inside those cold stone walls, two children disappeared forever. And after more than 5 centuries, nobody truly knows what happened to them. Were they murdered in secret? Did someone help them escape? Or did the truth become buried forever inside the tower itself? Some mysteries are never solved, and some secrets survive longer than kingdoms.